one seems to follow, like a shadow dark and cold to the touch. Am I insane not to let go? Oh, go on, just do what you do. And it hurts as I bleed for you, cry for you. Let me bleed as I bleed for you, cry for you. Let me bleed. Let me I heard the words in your eyes. Let go of what you see. Listen as it tells you of the place this used to be. I saw it move through the air. I saw the lights fall down. I saw it come for your care.
Hey guys, and welcome to the live stream. Just wanted to kind of make sure that this is working right. Let me go ahead and turn down the music. But I'm doing something a little bit different today than I normally would. And the main reason for this is because I'm actually learning to code. And this stream is kind of about that adventure, and I want to see how this goes, pretty much. So I have to do a few tests, like for example removing this screen so you guys can see my computer, and then I'm going to go into the coding software. First of all, I have to pull up, this is going to be my book that we're going to be going off of, and second, I need to find my virtual Oh, control pad. No, that's not it. It's my. No, that's not it. It's my coding. No, Code Academy. That's not it. It was the Windows. Dang it. Virtual. Let me see. Let me go back here. Says it in here, which shows what I was supposed to have. All right, Visual Studio. So let's type that in. Visual Studio. There it is. Videos. Visual Studio. All right, we're loading. Now we're going back to chapter 3. This chapter 3 is going to be where we're going to be starting right here. Write your first program. Why is this making me sign in? I'm not sure why this is having me log in. It didn't have me do this before. Alright guys, well hold on a second. Let me get in here. I need to get a new keyboard. What the hell? There we go. What? Sign into Visual Studio. No account, create me. Not now, maybe later. Dude. I'm gonna freaking lose my mind. What is happening here? This has never happened to me before since I've started this. All right, let's try this again. Let's see. All right, sign in my Gmail account. Password. That is my freaking password. Okay. We're gonna simplify stuff and we're just gonna enter a code that's sent to myself. That way this will get finished because that is so weird. All right, here we go. 299 105. All right. Now we're signing in, finally. All right, hello. Start with familiar environment, development settings. And we are working with Visual C++. We have a dark system. Start Visual Studio. Now, I had already installed everything that I know of, but you know what could have happened here is that when I installed everything, it asked me to come back when it was all completely installed, and I wasn't able to come back to do that next segment, and I think that's what happened. So we're just waiting for this to get going here.
Go!
So in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and look at this. So the first thing that we're going to have to be doing is we have to do we're going to be working with C++. Oh, hold on. Visual Studio, open recent, any project folders. All right, you can pin anything you want frequently so as it's on top of this list. Okay. Let's see if we can make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, we want to make this a solid split screen here, which means we can make both of these a little bit bigger. There we go. All right, looks like we're set there. All right, so the first thing that we need to do, let's start from the beginning here. It says, might as well start from the beginning, make sure everything is the way that it's supposed to be set up. Oh, it says creating your first program. All right, so yeah, we're not even there yet. Okay, so the first thing for Linux, let's see. All right, so we set up our visual installer. Next thing you know, we have to do is install your Visual Studio IDE, but also workloads. You think you need that throughout the development process. I installed everything, so I'm not worried about that. That should all be there. Settings for your IDE for Linux. Terminal can be used by Control Alt T, then using G++ compiler, using the following command. All right. Creating your first program. First launch Visual Studio file and then select new project. So we're going to create a new project. All right, so I noticed a little issue here. We're gonna go ahead and make me just tad. Whoa, going crazy here, bruh. All right, let me go ahead and minimize that again. I just noticed that I was really small on the screen because I'm watching over here on the side. And I just, wanted to make sure. So anyway, now chapter 2. It says, why not jump in the cold water? Let's start your first program together. So we're going to launch our new project. So we did that. So next thing that we have to do over here is we have to go to File, Project. We did that. To save your Visual Studio, go to Pre-configure Templates. What's happening over here? Recent Project Templates. What is all this over here? All languages, search for templates. Okay. To save your time, Visual Studio provides pre-configured templates for commonly used source code projects. We will elaborate on this later. Currently, we selected the console window as console provides a simple output and input to your program via a console window. Now let's configure your new project. Choose the window console application. Okay, I don't see the window console application, so let's type in window. Let's see if we can find it. Window console. Let's see, console. Is it this one right here? There's a bunch of them. NET node application. Run code as a Windows terminal, prints hello world by default. I'm not sure if it's this one or not. Choose the name of your program and path to save it. Click OK. It says Windows console application. There's so many of them. I think it's this one. Run code, Windows terminal, prints hello world by default. It's C++. Yeah, this is... It has to be this one. I'm pretty sure it's this one. Alright, so we'll pick this one and hit next. Alright, project name is going to be first. Our first project. Dude, this is the first project ever. That's so crazy. Never thought this would be happening. Alright, user code, source code, first project. Okay. Place solution and project in the same directory. No. Wait. I don't know if we're supposed to do that. Let's find out. Doesn't say. You'll notice Visual Studio has already done some preliminary work and preparations to get you running fast. Let's start with the features and elements Visual Studio provides. Okay. So we won't put that in the same directory just because we don't know what to do yet. Remember, brand new with this. I have no clue. I'm going off of a book. I'm kind of learning on my own before I go back to school. So please give me a break.
Let's go! Woo!
All right. Whoa. Okay. So it's already pulled some stuff up. Let me go ahead. We need to minimize this because we have to be able to see our book. Otherwise, it's going to be impossible to do this. All right. Here we go. Let's make some adjustments. There we go. Okay. I'm going to make our book a little bit smaller. A little bit smaller. Okay. There we go. All right, so first things first. Does this look the same? Tips and solutions, getting started, run program. All right, so it looks like it is the same. Include PCH. Wait, I don't see this part up here. But I do see this standard count, hello world, IO stream. Where's the first project? Line 2 and line 3. Okay. Hello? Hey, babe. Hey guys, just hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Woo! Sorry about that. This is the very reason as to why I have not been streaming for a while. You know, stuff comes up and it keeps me busy, and because of that, yeah, that is the main reason. So anyway, let's get back to it, shall we? All right. So the first thing that we got is it already said hello world for us, and we can see that right here. All right. So we got hello world. It's on line 8. All right, here it says it's in line 9. So it's not quite the same. I'm not sure exactly why. So it says there are several configurations that are associated with the target processor, mainly the by64 and Win32 or WinZips 32 or 86, and also configurations for development debugging or debug, as opposed to releasing the final version or release, which will generate an .exe file. We will start with the default debug 86 as we want to. All right, so we're able to look for errors and follow the code as it runs, as we will demonstrate later. All right, so we're going to follow the code. Now the preprocessors. What we're going to do here with the preprocessors in C++, you use preprocessed libraries called header files or H files. These files are added to projects and preprocessed before anything else. So these files have reference to commonly used libraries C++. It is important to mention that the latest C++ 20 modules were introduced to replace the old H-file method, yet they are still experimental and not part of the currently used C++ standard. So PCH.H stands for the precompiler header and is used to place all #include files to be used on file. The PCH is already compiled, so it contains a binary that saves time during the build process. The .h files are not compiled, and every time you run your program, they are recompiled. It means that if you have 6 or 8 .h, meaning .h was the PCH files. So if your .h files are not compiled, every time you run your program, they are recompiled. It means that you have 6 to 8 .h files, sometimes even more. In your code, well, it's heavy to compile. Therefore, using PCH.h is a time and resource saver. We will dive deeper into that later. All right, so then it says, don't worry if it seems a bit too much to understand. Yeah, I'm going to say that it's a little bit, seems like a little much to understand right now. If your IDE does not have a default PCH.file, don't worry. You don't need it at this stage. All right, so a PC.h file. I don't know that it does. So functions on main. Okay, the main function here, the program starts execution where it's placed the first instructions you wish to be executed. The main function is usually executed after some OS related preparations that take place before giving you the control. For example, setting the input and output such as console window. Oh, so if we put it as the console window, loading system libraries, etc., the code we'll write as part of the main function will always be written between the curly braces. So curly braces. We don't have curly braces. Oh, right here, curly braces. Okay. At the top of the bottom of the main code here. All right, so line numbers. Line numbers help you follow the code, and in case the compiler errors or bugs, the problematic line will be indicated in most cases. Now, the output area contains several tabs for several purposes, which we'll discuss in more detail throughout this guide. Normally, based on this action you are taking, the output area will display the relevant details. For example, when you compile your code, you will see the compilation process. When you code your link, you will see the linker's output. When the program starts running, you will see if any errors occur during runtime. This area is not the program's output. The program's output will be shown at the separate console windows obtained during its runtime. All right, so now the Solution Explorer. The Solution Explorer file system dictionary area allows you to navigate between different files and folders within your project. You can easily search a file name by using its Search Explorer, open and close the directory tree. All right, if you wish to easily find the file that you are currently working on in a Solution Explorer, simply click on the double arrow icon. All right, so Solar Solution. So we should have a double arrow icon. It looks like this thing. No. Is this right? Sync with active document. I don't think that's the right one. If you guys see it, let me know. But it looks like it's supposed to be like this. So you have the home. Console application. First project. I don't see that. I don't know if this version has that option. Console application.cpp source files. Okay, so this says project. So the standard namespace is part of C internals, but what it is exactly? Okay, so I think that's what this is. So the best way to explain a real life example, let's say you're visiting a friend in a hospital. The receptionist tells you your friend is in room 204 or building A. When you arrive at building A, then you're told that your friend is not there and there is another building A on the opposite side of the hospital. In real life, this could never happen. Buildings in a hospital complex will have unique names such as Building A or Building B, and so on. There are never two buildings named A. This would not make any sense. The same applies to street names. You don't expect to have two streets named Main in the same city, right? So the same applies to programming. Namespace is a standard for declared names that were created for a sake of disambiguation. For example, SIN or input and cout for output. They're a part of the STD namespace, the standard namespace, which is the standard namespace. In C++, you'll use the statements in your first program, the out and in statements. So cout and cin statements. Each program requires input and output in the C++. One of the most common ways is a cout, the program output, and the cin, the program's input. We'll demonstrate this in the next section. Note that the input output are the foundations of programming. As a user, will always need to input something to get some sort of output. The way to use cin and out, cin and cout is as follows. So standard in your input, standard in, standard out, standard end. Okay, so we're using std, so standard at the beginning of the line as explained in the namespace section using and operators. To remember when to use and when to use, memorize this. And cout less than, C more than. So in, and then out. All right, next thing. I guess we'll continue this later.